Hello everybody, it is Gabrielle here. Today is Sunday, April 5th, 2020, and this is my first vlog in a very long time. But I thought there's no other time to do a vlog than now because I'm in quarantine. Today is actually my last day in quarantine before I return to work. I've been off the past 2 weeks. It's been a very nice and long 2 weeks. Hard, but it's been nice to have this time off, time to reflect, and time to do things that I normally wouldn't do with free time. So that's what this vlog is going to be about. I'm going to kind of title it Quarantine Vlog. I'm going to talk about the things that I've been doing since being in quarantine, stuff that's going on with, my work and how we're dealing with this very weird and trying time in our life. But I've been wanting to do this for a while, just haven't found the energy or motivation to do it. And today I just felt like, with it being my last day, might as well do a vlog for you guys. So I hope you enjoy, and yeah, so let's get into the vlog. So for those of you who don't know, what I do for a living is I work with toddlers, 2 to 3 year olds. And what happened when all this started was we just started getting less and less kids because their parents didn't want them being around other children and possibly getting sick, or maybe being around us, or whatever the reason is. We just started getting less and less kids, and so some of us were being sent home because we weren't needed. There was like too much staff for the for the amount of kids that were at the center. So we were being sent home, and a lot of us were asking, so what's the game plan? Like, what are we gonna do moving forward? Because this was in the beginning, like before California issued a stay-at-home order, before our county, New Sutter County, issued a stay-at-home order, before businesses started going into carry-out only, no dining in, before all of that started happening, maybe a week or two before. And people were asking management, what's going on here? What are we gonna do? And my work didn't really know. They were kind of just waiting to hear from the commander, and they really didn't have any answers. They just said, we're going to play by ear based on how many kids we have. We're not going to send the same people home every day. We're going to rotate that staff. So, and we have a Facebook page where we communicate with each other, where our director of the CDC posts stuff that we need to know about. And she was, she was posting stuff, keeping us updated and whatnot. And then one day she posted something saying that the CDC was going to be split into 2 teams. So team 1 was going to work for 2 weeks, 4-hour days, and then be off for 2 weeks. And then team 2 was going to work for 2 weeks, 4-hour days, then be off for 2 weeks. I very luckily and gratefully was on team 2. So I've been off the past 2 weeks. I go back to work tomorrow, 4-hour days, and it's been really interesting. I usually live my life, I've said this before, in my past relationship, my days revolved around when was I going to see my boyfriend again. And in addition to that, my days usually revolve around when am I, what's the most exciting thing that's going to happen that day. And this time of being in quarantine and being forced to stay inside and kind of find things to occupy your time, I have found how self-efficient I really am and how self-efficient I can really be. And it's really taught me that I'm in charge of my happiness and nothing and no one else. And it's been really interesting because I usually like to go out and get my Starbucks, which, I've still been doing. I'm not proud of it. I wish I could say I've spent 24 hours indoors, but I have gone, to the grocery store a couple times and, gone and hung out in my car because just being inside, I just become very stir crazy. But it's been really interesting because I've found new ways to be creative, stuff that I didn't think was in me, like working on this project for my boyfriend. I've just been like cleaning and just like doing all the stuff around my apartment that I probably would have never done or gotten to because my excuse would have been like, oh, I just got home from work, I'm tired, or I've had a long day, or, and on the weekends, like, I just want to relax before I have to go back to work again. And this time has really forced me that I don't need to, like, go out to have a good time. I don't need to go out to a restaurant. I don't need to be with my boyfriend 24/7 because his county has been on lockdown. Like, he can't leave his house. Like, they're pulling people over, they're ticketing people, it's very crazy there. So I haven't seen him in a month, and it's been really hard. But we've come up with a plan of, video chatting every other day and talking on the phone every day and playing games. Our favorite game to play is Uno. So we've been playing that a lot. But this time has, I think, taught a lot of people a lot. I think it's really put in perspective how much more clean we all need to be. I feel like washing your hands is very self-explanatory and kind of a no-brainer. You should be washing your hands after touching doorknobs, and especially in public places. And before you handle food, you should be washing your fruits and vegetables. All that stuff is very self-explanatory and kind of a no-brainer. But I think there's things that we're learning that we should be doing on a daily basis that we probably weren't doing before. And I will self-admit that I wasn't doing. I was getting into the habit of keeping some things clean, but not nearly to the extent that I am now. And I've realized that after doing all this deep cleaning in my apartment and consistently washing things that need to be washed and sanitizing surfaces that are touched regularly, that I don't mean to sound cheesy, I breathe a lot better now. And I was sick for a while. I had a really bad cough. I still kind of do. It's more of clearing of the throat, but I found that when I dusted and when I got rid of all the this crap I didn't need, and when I started doing all of this stuff that was recommended by all the specialists and all the doctors, that I started being able to breathe a lot more. I didn't realize how not clean my place was until I actually did a deep cleaning on it. So I feel like this time is really teaching people to look within themselves and to find different ways to be happy and to actually focus on the things that matter. And like parents especially who have to homeschool their kids, they're spending that time with their children. And I feel like it's, although this time really sucks and it's a very trying time on our society, I feel like it's also teaching people a lot of good, and I feel like that's good because it would really suck if we were going through this very shitty time and it was all negative. But I'm trying to find the positive in all of it, and although I haven't been able to see really my mom or my boyfriend, it's really taught me a lot, and I've tapped into a creative side of me that was lost, and even tapped into a creative side of me that I didn't even know I had. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm very extremely grateful that I was part of Team 2 of my work, where I got to have my 2 weeks off first. Kind of scared to go back to work, it's hard going back to work after having this much time off, especially, sleeping in every day, and and now I have to start waking up early, but that's nothing compared to people who have had to consistently work. And before I end this vlog, I just want to say that my heart sincerely goes out to those affected by this virus, whether you've been affected by it yourself, or if your family member has it, or if your friends have it, or if any way, shape, or form you've been affected by this virus. My heart goes out to you. It truly, truly kills me that we're in this time. I feel very helpless. I feel awful that we're going through this, but I hope that you can find the light at the end of the tunnel. I know it's hard to do, but I have faith that we will all get through this, and if, we all just need to listen to the recommendations and listen to what the health specialists are telling us, and that is to self-isolate as much as possible, to sanitize surfaces that are touched, doorknobs, to take your shoes off at the door. That's something I started doing. To vacuum regularly, like all these things, like, do your dishes, wash your clothes regularly, stuff like that. Like, we all just need to take those extra steps, not just during this time, but every single day, so that we can prevent something like this in the future. And I feel awful for what is going on. I hate seeing all this bad news about people dying daily. I mean, it's insane to me. And I will say that when this all started, I did not take it seriously. I kind of thought that it was being blown out of proportion. And I have a habit of having the mindset of that's only stuff that happens to other people, that's not going to happen to me. But the more serious I took it, the better I felt. And so as it became more serious, I started taking it serious. And I have not taken advantage of this 2 weeks I've had off. I'm very grateful for this time. And that's really all I got to say right now. I hope you all enjoyed this vlog. I hope it made you feel good in some way. I hope it was a positive light in your life, maybe in a time of darkness that we're experiencing right now. But I'm here for anybody who wants to talk, and because we can all learn something from each other. I appreciate anybody who took the time to watch this vlog. Please subscribe if you're interested, and follow me on all my social media platforms, which I will post in the description. Yeah, so anyways, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and hopefully this is the beginning of me consistently uploading videos. I know I say that every time, and I know I say every time. Anyways, I'm gonna end this now. Goodbye, guys.